Hey, boys and girls, it's Chris Dunham here. This is Real Talk USA with the Real Estate Guy podcast version. And we have, lo and behold, the man, the myth, the legend. This is Brian Morse. If you remember when we were on iHeart, Brian was an intricate partner of that show because every time it came on a commercial, it was coming to you live from the We Fix Ugly Pool studios. From renovation, creation to complete backyard installation, We Fix Ugly Pools does it all. So we're not here to talk about ugly pools, though.
No, we are not. We are here to talk about much better stuff.
We are here to talk about how Brian, in his 9th year of doing this, has impacted thousands of kids, families, given hope year-round, from backpacks to feeding kids in the summers to doing something that is absolutely amazing. It's called a Day of Giving. They started it 9 years ago in a parking lot, him and a friend, David Bell, based on the kind of the threshold of Hurricane Harvey went down in Texas, and you guys did so much for that. You came back and said, hey, let's do something local.
Correct.
And here you are doing something local in your 9th year. So talk a little bit about it. I'm going to share the screen because I want people to see the website that you have dedicated to this. So while Brian's talking, if you want to check out the website behind us, you can. It's empowering Arizona families through purposeful giving. Brian Morse, David Bell, both kind of the brains behind this thing. So take away, Brian. Give us an idea of what you're doing and how people can help.
So I'm going to regress just a little bit to 9 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah. We literally popped up an event in one day in an acre field in a dirt lot in the downtown.
Right. Okay.
We didn't know what we were going to have show up. We had 100 kids that came through, and we fed 40 families, and we thought, man, we made an impact. Now, feeding 40 families is a big deal, you know?
Yeah.
So I'll never forget, Dave was sitting there and he said, you know, it'd be really cool is if someday we can take over the Peoria Sports Complex. And a lot of people just laughed. And I looked at Dave and said, okay, because I'm along for the ride. So just to give you kind of a dynamic, David and I both own pool company, landscape companies.
Okay.
So everybody's like, aren't you guys competitors? I'm like, well, not really. We're best friends because there's a lot of work out there, and it does me no good to try to trash talk somebody. I'd rather build them up. There's enough work out there. We're going to be fine. So Dave and I are best friends. What makes us such good friends is that we have a very similar way of doing things when it comes to the business of helping people. And we have the heart for this. So if he comes up with something, I don't even question it. I just figure out how to get my part done so that we can make it happen. If I come up with something, he doesn't question it. But at the end of the day, when we put something together, we continue to build. And it's not like we just do the same thing over and over again. We want to make it bigger and bigger. You're seeing this massive video of toys. And to just give you an idea, this only helped, and I say only, but it was 3,000 kids last year, and we fed 450 families. Now, that sounds like a big number, and it is.
It is a big number,
because over 9 years, we went from the field to the Peoria Community Center. Then we wrapped the community center, and then we outgrew the building, and then 2 years ago, we did this. Or last year, we did this. Our first year at the Peoria Sports Complex. We expected 5,000, 6,000 kids this year, and I think we're going to be closer to 10, Chris.
That's amazing.
And remember, we fed 450 families last year. We had to cut it off at 1,600 families right now. We would love to do 2,000. And God willing, that in the next 10 days, or excuse me, the next 8 days, we get enough donations. I'm going to feed another 500, 600 families with full holiday meals and continue to help kids. So the needs exploded. But the fact we had half of the sports complex last year, half. And this year, we have the entire thing. So when you talk about the Day of Giving, it's not just about the toys. There's something missing in the Christmas spirit when you just get toys. You don't get to participate in the events. You know, a lot of the events, I give a lot of credit to Candy Cane Lane. If you haven't experienced Candy Cane Lane, you should go experience it at the Peoria Sports Complex. It actually happened this weekend, but it's a for-profit business. They do a great job of bringing a lot of joy to kids. She's a wonderful woman that runs that. And then you have our event, which is 100% free. And when I say 100% free, you sign up, you get stuff. And here's what you get. You get the experience of Christmas. We got Santa Claus. We've got BMX stunt teams. We've got bouncy houses, trains that you can ride on. We've got cosplay characters, all the different Marvel characters and the Star Wars characters. We have Elsa and Anna this year. We have Hello Kitty coming out this year. I mean, it's cool. Not only that, we do like things like face painting, cookie decorating. We do letters to Santa. Oh my gosh, man, it's just nonstop. Plus, we feed you when you come in. It's free popcorn and cotton candy because we want to get you kids all amped up on some sugar. But we also give you a full meal where you get a hot dog, chips, and a drink, and we serve water. We don't serve soda because I don't believe in soda. So it's I'm not going to poison your kids. It's going to be all water. We have the police department there, the sheriff's department. I mean, look at all the stuff that's happening and going on there.
Yep.
This is an event that is meant to be an experience. So when the kids come in, they get to be part of something greater than the day. And that's why it's called a day of giving. It's not just us giving you toys and then sending you on the way. It's us giving you the experience of Christmas, of giving and the love that these 700 to 800 volunteers are pouring into this event. And it is amazing. And it's an undertaking. See the bags under my eyes? I mean, this is hundreds and hundreds of hours of time. And when you multiply that by hundreds and hundreds of volunteers, now you're tens of thousands of man hours to make this happen. There's no way to make this happen otherwise.
So let's talk about some of the companies that have dedicated not only resources, but their time and their pocketbooks. Number one, we have We Fix Ugly Pools, and what's David Bell's company?
Advantage Pools and Landscape.
Okay, so those are the two mains that started this thing. Now let's talk about the other ones that have kind of jumped on now, are helping you and have been helping you for years.
So Peoria Ford, Pat Hickey at Peoria Ford has been one of our big. They're the first ones that believed in us, and he's believed in us for 9 years.
Good job,
always been a tremendous sponsor. Thank you. Pat Hickey, Peoria Ford is one of the, I'll call him a founding sponsor because he's definitely there. He does toy drives at his dealership. He shows up. He brings vehicles out so its kids can see stuff. We have a good time with it. The idea is that he's a great partner. This year we brought on SRP, APS. Man, we've had Amcor. We've got lots of big things, Big Red Roofing. We've got suppliers and individuals galore that have come on. Great American Title just donated off of another podcast that we did with you.
Yep.
But one of our, we'll call them our, our spearheading sponsors.
Okay, there you go.
Is Jason Beck and his family. So
Jason, the mayor of Peoria, ladies and gentlemen.
Jason is the mayor of Peoria, but it's important that I separate Jason Beck, the man, and Jason Beck, the mayor, because he's been mayor for 3 years. He's been part of our event. This is year 7. And what Jason does with his families, he uses it as a learning experience. Jason has a very compelling story about how he grew up and didn't have things. Every year he takes his family, and he's got a lot of kids, and they're all boys. And they go to a Walmart. This year we went to the Walmart at 83rd and Union Hills. I'd like to shout out to them because they were amazing for us. And he goes shopping, and he shops with his wife and his kids, and they load carts. And when I say carts, I use the word S. 297 carts. Okay.
Understand that, boys and girls. 297 carts filled with toys from the individual Jason Beck. He is the mayor, but he's not using public funding. This is all his own funding, his own family's pocketbooks. They're opening those up to help facilitate what Brian and David have been doing for 9 years now.
And like I said, he's in his 7th year. So this is how fun this was. 4 registers designated to only us. How long do you think we spent there?
I'm going to say about 8 hours.
No. We were in the wall. Okay, we were at the registers, 4 of them, with 5 people at each register. For 2 hours and 15 freaking minutes. You're just talking carts and carts and carts going.
That's amazing.
But it didn't stop there, because when he was done with that, he walked out to the garden center and took every single, when I say every single bicycle in age groups for that. Like, you're talking 350, 400 bikes.
That's amazing.
Assembled, unassembled. In fact, I just got the text while we were on the phone. That's what that call was, is the manager of Walmart saying they've finished assembling the other 120 bikes that we have. So
nice.
It's it's amazing. So Jason and family, thank you. It's always a pleasure to have you guys out there. We know that you guys bless us in a way that few others do. You believed in us when a lot of people were questioning what we were up to. A lot of people hear these numbers and they don't understand it. Because if you're not part of something, you'll never understand what it takes to be part of something.
Agreed.
And it starts being part of something by showing up. Right? You show up and donate an hour of your time. I'm not asking for any more than that. Donate 2 hours of your time. Donate $5, $10. Put yourself on a recurring. Help support our mission, and then be part of the mission, and then you'll want to get more and more and more involved. The beautiful thing about our event is that it doesn't just touch the lives of the people who are getting stuff. And we're not just giving them something. We're giving them life experience, right? We're giving our volunteers that same life experience. Some of these kids have been with us since they were 5 and 6 years old, and they're now 13 and 14.
Which is amazing.
Yes, sir.
Which is amazing. Now, for those of you that want to know how do I get involved, here's the volunteer team. Again, it's adayofgivingaz.org is the website. You can click on here to volunteer. many different things. Like Brian told me earlier before the show that if you're going to go there, you're not just going to be stuck in one pocket of volunteering. They're going to move you around the whole day. If you're going to stay the whole day, you're going to see different aspects of it, because they want you to have the same experience that the guests are having, as well as the volunteers are having. So you have a full, complete understanding of what they do, because it's not just toys, it's food, it's basic needs stuff, different levels of things, different levels of sponsorship. You can do the sponsorship opportunities right here, from community builder, neighborhood hero, alliance leader. You can do monthly donations. You can do one-time donations. The biggest thing, the best thing about what Brian and David are doing, it stays local. Every single penny that is raised goes back into our community. You're not doing something that where, I'm going to give my money to an orphanage in Mexico. No, it stays in our backyard, which is where the help is needed, because we need to take care of our own instead of jumping ship and going to other countries, things like that. So if you want to get involved, this is a really great way to do it. Everything stays here in the community. The actual day of giving starts at 7 a.m. on December 20th at the Peoria Sports Complex, correct?
Yes, that's correct. It's up on 83rd Avenue, just south of Bell Road. And Peoria Sports Complex, for those who don't know, is where the Seattle Mariners actually do their spring training. It's a great facility. It holds 12 to 15,000 people in the stadium. We take over the entire outer ring. There's nobody, you can hang out in the stadium and look at the field and stuff, but what we do is we're in the outer ring, and it's lined up with everything from sponsors to all the stuff that's going on. There's nothing that costs money. Nothing.
It's all free. It's all free. So when the kids come in, say a family comes in with their kids, like a couple boys, and they're going to take them down Christmas present shopping. How does that work? The mom and dad involved, they walking with the kids, they're picking out presents, or what? Give us an idea of how that works.
So they come in, they get turned loose on the event, and then we start having them line up for the toy stuff. It's kind of cool. The first couple years, we allowed the parents to go with the kids. And hey, 1 second, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So what happens?
You're involved in day of giving, man. You have all kinds of people. You got, so I believe me, I appreciate the time, because I know you're crazy right now.
So they come in, and they're walking through, and a kid may go, hey, I really like that Squishmallow, right? And the parents see a remote control, or they see a speaker, Bluetooth speaker, or they see a set of headphones that are really nice. What do you think the parents are going to tell the kids to get?
They want the set of speaker or the Bluetooth headphones or something that's bling.
It's not what the kids want. And we heard it the first 2 years.
Okay.
And I'd hear, I don't want that. And they say, I don't care. That's more expensive. We don't want them to be concerned about what's expensive. We want them to get what they want. This is their opportunity. This is for them. So
yes,
third year, parents get to sit outside. They're not allowed to talk to their kids. They go in with the volunteer.
Nice.
The Spanish speakers are assigned with bilingual.
Cool.
We split them up into age groups. They get their volunteers. We walk them through, and then they would reconnect them with their parents. Now, while they're doing that, the parents get to do their own thing. They get to go to a stocking center, and they get to actually make a stocking. So the kids know what they're doing present-wise, but they don't know what's in the stockings, right?
Okay,
so now the
that's
parents
cool.
get to put together a stocking package.
That's awesome. Then, so the parents are involved without being involved by creating stockings.
Correct. And so they get that whole idea of like, okay, there's something there for the stockings. And then at the end, as we reconnect the kids, they get to go to a little area, and the area is for parent gifts. And we'll have like 16 to 20 different gifts already wrapped, and then one of them right there. One of the things that David heard 3-4 years ago was, hey, do you have anything I can give my mom or my dad? And Dave's like, okay. Now, Dave, he would spend himself into the poorhouse to make this happen. But he comes up with this idea, and I'm like I told you, what do I say when he says we're going to do parent gifts? Okay,
let's do it. Yeah,
let's do it. So we figure out how to do it. That was the biggest hit we had last year. These kids were so happy to have a wrapped gift that they knew their parents didn't know what it was, and that's awesome. Seeing the smiles on that, Chris.
Oh yeah, there's nothing comparing to it. Giving back. Giving back feeds your soul. And that's the one thing that I love about you, because I've known you forever, and we both give back. We both give our time. We understand that the world is a really small place when you think about it. And all it is time. Everybody has time. December 20th, you can go to the website, adayofgivingaz.org. You can volunteer to be, you can sign up to be a volunteer, which I'm going to be there. And I'll probably be there for more than an hour, because that's just how it is. Seeing the response in kids' faces and the families' faces when you do something for them that is completely unselfish, and it's just giving of your time, you have no idea, if you've never done it, how appreciative people are for doing it. And I've done all different kinds of things throughout my lifetime of giving. And it truly does feed your soul. You're gonna walk away from the event, like, especially something like this, with what are you gonna have, 8 to 10,000 people?
Chris, 8 to 10,000 kids.
Kids, okay, kids, okay.
So
8 to 10,000 kids.
You figure every family has the average about 3.25 kids per family.
Okay.
So you just divide 10,000 by 3.25, and there's your number of families.
Wow. Okay, that's crazy. That's insane. That's a ton of people. So as far as how you're getting your donations, things like that, your products. So you've mentioned before, Walmart, Five Below. So these are corporations that are allowing you to kind of come in and bulk buy things to help stock the shelves, correct?
Yes. So I'm going to be honest. We always tell people, a lot of people don't want to donate cash for whatever reason.
Right.
I get it.
Right. Yeah.
That's fine. Take your family, go purchase toys. But let me explain something about the way we purchase. We're a full 501c3, recognized by the IRS and the Arizona State, and we are able to purchase in a way that you cannot purchase on retail. So our dollars sometimes will get 2 to 3 times the value. So if I spend 30, I'm getting $90,000 to $100,000 worth of toys. I did some math for you earlier. I'm gonna just do the math for you real quick on this.
Okay.
So let's just say stockings. We got 8,000 kids for stockings. Well, stocking stuffers, let's just say we're doing small stuff, $6 to $8 a stocking. Not a lot, right? That's a little bit of stuff. Right. Well, 8,000 times $8. That's $64,000. There we go. Okay. Yeah. We got family meals. So the family meals, we're providing meals to 2,000 families. 2,000 families where our goal is. Average meal is about $38. That includes the main meat, all the fixings, and a dessert, right? Right. So if I'm spending $38, let's just say $30. Okay. And I got 2,000, 30 times 2,000 is how much? Oh, that's 60,000. Right. Okay. Then I've got, the meals that we provide at the facility. So let's just do the cotton candy, the popcorn, the cases of water, the hot dogs, the buns, the condiments, the drinks. Right. So let's just say $3 a person, and there's 14,000 people that show up for that. So there's 42,000. You start to see how the numbers grow? Yeah. Have I even said anything about the toys yet?
No, not a word.
I still have to put out banners, flyers. I still got to get food for the volunteers, because we got to feed our volunteers so they don't pass out. Right. I've got to come up with the toys. So now let's just say the average we spend, which is dollar-wise, is going to be between $40 and $60 per kid. Okay. 8,000 times 60. Yeah. You know what that number is? 480,000. Yeah. Have you done the math yet? That's $650,000, $700,000 to make this event happen. And so how do we do that? Right. It's all donated. But how do we do that? Because I can buy 25 pallets, and I'm paying X number of dollars per pallet. I'm getting $1 is basically $4 what somebody would spend retail. Sure. And I'm buying in groups, and I've got places that are donating pallets. Thank God for Five Below, 25 pallets over the last year. So what they do is Five Below, they take some things of damaged boxes, whatever, they put it in pallets, they send it to us. We have been blessed to have the partnership with Five Below. They have a lot of cool stuff. We go in there, they give us great discounts. They take care of us. They take care of our people when they're there. Nice. We worked with Walmart. Walmart does a great job when we take the Beck family shopping. Again, they give us a discount. We're spending a ton of money with them. Even so, when you look at just the stocking number, right. It's like, how are we going to get stockings for it? How are we going to feed these people? How are we going to do this? So you have to start having a cutoff. And I can tell you, in 9 years, we've never, ever turn someone away at the gate. So it's constantly balancing how much we're giving you and making sure, but then we're shorting other kids because we need to extend it. You know, you're stretching your dollars, but we're trying to stretch the dollars as much as we can. When you have more people, you need more bouncy houses, you need more volunteers, you need more volunteer shirts. It just exponentially grows. Right. So the idea of the event, yes, it's dollar driven. And there's a lot of administrative back-end costs, but I can tell you 100%, there's no overhead as far as leadership or personnel. There's none, because every single dollar goes direct to the event.
So give our viewers, listeners here an example. If I was to donate $250, what is that $250 going to cover for you?
Oh my gosh, it's going to cover the meals. Let's just say I'd probably get 7, 8 family meals out of that. Okay. I'd probably give toys to 6, 7 kids. I mean, you look at that, $250 is a huge impact. It's a big impact for us. So if we take it start to finish, a family of 6, I'd be able to take care of a family of 6 start to finish. Family meals, feed them for the day, give them the activities, give them their toys, give a parent gift, give them stockings, send them on their way, ready for the holiday.
So those of you watching this and listening to it, when you go out to dinner with a family of 4, I guarantee you're at least $200 into it. Right. So what you want to do, instead of going out to dinner for the family of 4, you want to go to Costco and buy the Costco chicken for $5. get a bag of potatoes, go home and make that meal, and then go to a dayofgivingaz.org and donate that $200, because that $200 or $250 is going to basically take care of a family of 6 for Christmas. Like, how mind-boggling is that? So do you really need to eat out 4 or 5 times a month? Just stay home one night and then go to a dayofgivingaz.org and donate that monthly, because he'll take monthly donations too, because they not only do the day of giving, but they also do backpacks. They help feed the kids when school's not in session, right? A lot of the schools and a lot of the families that he works with are Title I school districts, which means they're the lower income. They're living hand to mouth, which means they wake up tomorrow, they're not sure where they're going to get their breakfast or where they're going to get their lunch or where they're going to get their dinner, especially when school's not in session. When school's in session, you get the free breakfast, the free lunches, so then you're not starving, right? And then on some of those Title I schools, because Nikki's worked on some of them, you get a backpack of supplies for the weekend, food and whatnot, non-perishable food items, things like that. When school's not in session, that stuff stops. And that's where Brian's that's where Brian's charity comes in and helps fill that gap.
And
right?
So that's the reason why we named it what we named it, Chris, is we called it Purposeful Giving Alliance, because it's really an alliance of businesses that started this. It's for the community, by the community, in the community.
Yeah.
A lot of times you'll donate to a charity, and I'm not knocking it, but
No.
everybody knows this one at Christmas time is what? Toys for Tots, right?
Yeah.
Toys for Tots is a national organization. Toys don't all stay in Arizona. They go to a warehouse and then they go out places. There's no transparency on how they're being distributed. I'm not saying they're not distributing. They are.
Right.
But does that mean that they're helping your community? You can donate, and you'll walk out here to volunteer, and you'll see people from your community that you would never expect in a million years are hurting, because people are embarrassed to admit they need help. This is a way for us to give them dignity. If you look at our website and you look at our mission statement, this is the important part of this. Man, putting that back up real quick.
Yeah. Where's the mission statement? Where do I find that?
It should be right on the front page.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the front page.
It says empowering Arizona families through purposeful giving. And then right below that is our mission.
Yep.
And if you look at that, it's right there. It says our mission is simple yet powerful: to connect Arizona families with vital resources and supportive communities. Vital resources and supportive communities. From backpack drives to holiday cheer to year-round outreach, we believe that small acts of generosity spark big transformations. The reality of it is that it's the small acts that change lives. Our mission statement isn't some long, drawn-out mission statement. It's to provide dignity, it's to provide care, it's to provide empowerment, it's to provide uplifting. It's designed to be the people you see down the street where you can shake your hands, where they make eye contact with you. How many people don't make eye contact because they're embarrassed of their situation? Nobody even knows, right? And we see it every single day. I want these people to hold their head high. I want them to know that there's people out there that care, and that if they have the need, that they can reach out and they can have somebody to come to their aid. And believe me, we know one of the things that really sucks for us is we get volunteers there and they're like, well, this person.
Go ahead. Sorry.
There's some people who try to skate the system and take advantage of it. We've had families that have come and tried to rip our event off so they can sell the stuff online. But if that's 5%, okay, 5% happens. You know what? Shrinkage in stores is 5% too. But if I have 95% of my attendees are people who actually need my help, I'm reaching the people that we need to reach.
Amen.
Like my jacket.
I do. I love your jacket, man.
Every year will be a new jacket. So we got new jackets for every year.
That's fantastic. So this little video we have going on in the background that is soundless because I don't want to disrupt Brian's knowledge of what he's doing is from 2024. It's everything was at the Peoria Sports Complex, like he talked about. It's where the Seattle Mariners play, so you folks from the West Valley, you should be familiar with that. That's where the Day of Giving starts, 7 a.m. December 20th, goes till 5 p.m. The website again, a dayofgivingaz.org. You can go on there. You can sign up to be a volunteer. You can sign up to donate monthly, one-time donations. Where they're going in now, that's the teen room, correct, Brian?
That's the teen room. So last year, the teen room has always been hard for us because those gifts are really expensive. Bluetooth speakers, makeup kits, colognes. Teens are definitely difficult, but you can see we do our best, to try to find stuff that we've struggled with the teens since day one. Little kids are easy, man.
Yeah.
I got some cool little toys. They're easy, but teens are definitely very difficult. But that stuff we bring in, it's not junk.
Well, the nice thing about it too is that you can see there's some basic supply stuff like clothes and socks and underwear, things like that, blankets. Those are things that, believe it or not, will have an impact on that teenager's self-worth, because they're going to go to school with a brand new shirt, brand new clothes on. They're going to have makeup, things like that, hair brushed, whatever. But the more they feel put together, the more pride they're going to have, the more they're going to feel like they belong, as opposed to being the outcast, get looked at, and little whispers. And it means a lot when you can help somebody have more self-worth than who they are. Just because their situation isn't ideal at home and they're maybe struggling to survive, this actually gives them hope, and it gives a sense of pride, because they have those things now. They have a new hat, and they have a new one of those Yeti cups. I forget what you call those things. But it is. It's amazing. There's a whole cluster of jackets. And that was the mayor of Peoria, right, Jason Beck, that just walked by.
Yes, and again, Jason. Without Jason and his family, yeah. I honestly couldn't tell you what we would be doing.
Yeah, there he is.
There he is. And he's a very humble man. He comes from very simple beginnings. He's got a great family. I mean, he is salt of the earth. I'm proud to have him as a friend, you know, and be able to bounce ideas off him at the end of the day.
Yeah.
He facilitates, he's given Peoria's behind this 100%. Peoria City Council, Peoria Mayor, Peoria Fire, Peoria PD. I mean, it's cool when the police chief calls you and said, "What do you need?" You know? And if really you know my background, Chris, you know how I am with law enforcement. I've been committed to helping law enforcement and especially reach the communities so they can interact and have a positive experience within their communities for the last 22 years.
Yeah, so the neat thing too, so you have fire trucks on site, so kids can look at the fire trucks and talk to firefighters and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, and so same with police vehicles and stuff. You have SWAT vehicles coming out there so kids can look at the SWAT trucks and things like that?
Correct.
So it's complete community involvement. That's what I want people to understand. This is complete 100% community involvement. Every dime raised goes back into the community. Every dime raised goes to feed and give gifts for Christmas and make Christmas special for somebody. Again, $250. $250 will take care of a family of 6. That's amazing. That's a massive amount of stretching a dollar to make a family of 6's Christmas something that it wouldn't be otherwise, right?
Correct.
So a day of givingaz.org is where you can go. You can donate one time. You can donate monthly. You can volunteer, sign up and be a volunteer. I'm going to be there on the 20th. So if you see me, say hi. But you probably won't, because it's going to be chaos, right? With 8,000 kids, and you're going to have, what is that? You said 3.25 kids per family.
Correct. That's what the average. I've been following it. I mean, some people have 8 and 9 kids. Some have 1.
Yeah.
But I could tell you, Chris, you want to hear something? Want to hear a demographic number that's kind of crazy?
Yes, please.
So of the attendees that are coming, 40% are being raised by their grandparents.
Wow.
40%. You know how many? I want you to think of that. Grandparents, people in their 60s. Think about this. You're in your 60s. You're living on a fixed income. You've pretty much gone through, retired. Sometimes you're living in a 55+ community, and all of a sudden you end up with 2 or 3 kids. We actually had one lady tell us that the kids have to stay inside with the windows and blinds closed. She's in a very strict 55 community over here in the west side, and she has to smuggle the kids in and out. She says she feels like she's smuggling humans in and out, because she's afraid of her neighbors, because everybody's so tight over there about the community. And when somebody comes to stay for a weekend, they get complaints about it. So they're raising their kids who can't even go outside to play. Right?
That's insane.
And the other grandmother called me. She said, "Hey, 2 years ago, we showed up with our kids. We were given to them, our grandkids. We're 65 years old. We got these young infants. We're on Social Security. We live in a 55+ neighborhood. We didn't have anything to give them. Your event was given to us. We showed up. You guys made their day. That's all they talked about." She said, "So I'm coming back this year with my 2 older grandkids, not to pick up and participate as people in need, but to actually participate as volunteers."
That's fantastic.
That right there is what it's all about, baby.
Right, because you're changing the culture, and that's the cool thing about it, is you're just not giving, you're helping them understand that you can be on the other side of, and you can be giving as well. So then how you teach a 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old to give back and volunteer their time and see the impact they have, then they're going to carry that with them for the rest of their life. And they're going to be people who are actually donating time and services to the communities, which is what you want, because the more we can do that, the better the community will be on a whole, as opposed to just a bunch of strangers and things like that, which is why what Brian and David have done is so impressive, because it truly does stay in the Valley. It's all Valley driven. It's community driven, businesses driven, families, individuals, people like me can donate, people like you can donate. Anybody can be a part of this by simply donating time and or money. And it can be anywhere from $5 to $1,000. It can be $10. It can be go spend a couple hours giving back with his day of giving, which again is December 20th from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Yes. Can I show you something?
Yeah, absolutely.
So just in the time we've been on the phone.
Okay.
I get these alerts.
Yeah.
And it's right here.
Yep, I see them. Okay.
These are all people who have just signed up just today.
Oh, right on.
That need help.
That's fantastic. Oh, those are families that are coming to be part to receive the help. That's amazing.
Now let's take a look at the volunteers. Just since we've gone on your shows.
Okay.
So I'd like to thank Great American Title officially on your show, because I've gotten 6 volunteers from them.
Nice.
Just now. So just in volunteers today, since we'll start at 5:56 a.m.
Okay.
So that's what this is down here.
Okay.
This is all the volunteers that have signed up today.
That's fantastic.
So it takes a village to make this happen. I mean, you're talking, the need is between 700 and 900 volunteers to make that's one volunteer per 100 people, if you think about that.
Yeah.
So it's not even a lot.
No.
It sounds like a lot, but it's not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really important. I'm sorry. 100 people per 10 people. Sorry.
Okay. You're good. You're
10
good.
kids.
You're good.
So the math is, it's just phenomenal, because most volunteers will come, they plan on staying an hour or two, they stay 4 or 5 hours.
Right.
Some will stay the whole day, some will only stay for a couple hours, some are helping set up. So day of, we'll probably have 300-400. Week before, we'll probably have a couple 50-60 every day. And then there'll be people that come in later in the afternoon to help finish us out and break down. But there's no end to our need for volunteers. But Chris, it's so important that people understand that when we're out here, everybody's like, oh, you're begging for donations. Well, yeah. And I swallow my pride in that, because understand something. I'm not begging for something for me.
No,
I'm not standing on a street corner saying, hey, I need this. Here's what I'm doing. I'm saying, I want you to help me make a difference.
Right.
I want you to look at it and take as much of an emotional investment in what's happening in your community as you do in spending at your Target or your Walmart.
Right.
Those, when people buy on Amazon, and I love Amazon, couldn't live without it. My front door looks like an Amazon shipping department, but Amazon dollars don't stay in our community. So if you're buying off of Amazon, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But you're not supporting your local people. This is true support, not just of the local businesses, but your neighbors, kids that your kids go to school with, people you see in the grocery store. You're buying from a cashier that's a struggling mom that's making $15, $16 an hour, trying to put food on the table for 4 or 5 kids. Have you tried to put food on the table for 4 or 5 kids?
No.
$200 at a grocery store doesn't go very far. You go to Costco, it used to be $100 would fill a cart. Now $100 doesn't fill the top basket.
No, you can't get out of Costco with a full cart for less than $500.
Nope.
It's insane. And that's a really valid point though. So if you want to like, oh, I'm going to buy toys and donate them to there's nothing wrong with that. We're fine with Toys for Tots. We're fine with the Christmas angel trees, things like that. The difference is organizations like Brian's, they have deals worked out with Five Below and with Walmart where they get discounts. They can buy a bulk amount of presents for a much drastically lower price that helps extend that dollar. So as I said earlier, if you're a family of 4 and you go out to dinner, it's going to cost you $250 easy with tip and drinks and food, all that kind of jazz. So instead of going out one night a month, donate it to Brian's charity so that he can take that and go around and give an entire family of 6 a Christmas. And then once Christmas is over, they're still pumping stuff in the community. They're doing backpacks. They're helping feed the kids through the summer months. It's a nonstop community event that's year-round. It's Purposeful Giving Alliance, which means it's 365 days a year, every year, for 9 years now. This will be their 9th year. So now they're going to go to the 10th year. And they keep growing exponentially. It started with 350 kids, right?
No, it started with 100 kids.
100 kids. And now they're at 8,000 kids in 9 years. So you cannot tell us there's not a need for this in our community.
Do you want to hear what's cool about the 10th year? So in order to celebrate our 10th year, we're already planning it. It's going to be our first ever nighttime event.
Right on.
Again, we're going to have things like next year, we're already planning because I think we're going to grow to 15 to 20,000 kids next year. We're
That's
probably
awesome.
going to outgrow this venue. We don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the planning for this starts January 1st. So we get
Okay.
done with the event. It's Christmas, right? That's what everybody's thinking about. Guess what we're doing? We're figuring out the last minute deliveries. We're dropping off the remaining stuff to families that need it.
Right.
We're making deliveries on Christmas morning to people's houses, and then we start recouping. We have a volunteer meeting or a board meeting between Christmas and New Year's because January 1st we start over again.
Yeah.
We're already planning, okay, in April, we have our Family Appreciation Day for the Peoria Police Department. And then we have our backpack drive. Then we got to figure out how we're going to feed kids during the summer. Then we got to figure out how to do fundraising for the, it's never ending because the need's never ending and it's ever changing. People are coming in and out of, I say in and out of the program because really this is a program.
Yeah.
And we're seeing people that have been coming consistently that now first year maybe are coming as volunteers and not as participants. That's pretty awesome.
It's amazing because it just shows the growth in the family and how they like you referenced the family before. The grandparents are now bringing the older kids not to receive the benefits, but to volunteer and be part of the giving back. So it's a beautiful thing. And families are welcome anywhere from, mom, dad, 5-year-old kids all the way up, right? 14, 15, 16, 17, 8-year-olds. It doesn't matter. You don't have an age issue as long as they have parents involved, right? I mean, granted, you don't want a 2-year-old toddler running around, right? Unless he's going to come there and play with little B.
Well, here's the reality, man. And I'm speaking from the heart when it comes to this.
Yeah.
This event doesn't happen without people out there.
No, absolutely not.
This event outgrew David and I's financial ability about 4 years ago. Okay. And every year we still put 30 to 40,000 into these events. So it's not that we're not still donating, but there's only so much that we can physically do financially, as well as the hundreds of hours. I mean, I'll have logged just since December, we'll say the weekend of Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving weekend, while everybody else was doing Thanksgiving, we were out buying and taking advantage of Black Friday deals and trying to talk to businesses about, hey, can you spare anything in your budget going into this? Knowing that we're at the last minute, we're doing podcasts and going to Chick-fil-A's and passing out flyers in the line, trying to get people involved. But the reality is that it's impossible for us to continue to make this happen unless the community says, hey, this is something that I can really get involved with. I can take hold of this. And I talk about financial, physical, and emotional involvement. Is drop $1, drop 5, drop 10, and go on and feel good about it. Physical is show up and volunteer, help us with the hard work, carry the load. Emotional is saying, hey, I'm invested in this because I want to make as big of an impact as I can possibly make. If I had to donate a little bit or ask some friends for money, because realistically, how do donations really work? Well, I get 100 people that ask 10 people for $20. And then those 20 people ask 10 people for $20.
Right.
I don't need thousands and thousands of dollars. I need thousands and thousands of $20.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And that's how we do it, because a lot of times people are real skeptical. They're like, well, what kind of organization is this? Well, you'll see us on the news. We're endorsed by the mayor. The city council has vetted us. They don't give money to people. They come to this event and they donate their time.
Yeah,
they're working side by side by us.
Yeah, none of this money comes from the city of Peoria. None of this money comes from the government entity that is Peoria, right?
I will say the local city council, they have small amounts in their budget that they can give up to $4,000 per council member. So
but still,
it doesn't cover the family meals. But the city itself does not control this event. This event is controlled 100% by the business community.
Right.
And everybody on our board are business owners. Marketing, we have a marketing agency in there. We have suppliers in there. It's a collective group of people who are as dedicated emotionally, financially, and physically as they can possibly be, to the point where we had a guy who literally got himself sick during setup and missed the event.
Oh, no.
It's just what we do.
Yeah, that's amazing. So again, that's Brian Morris. It's a Purposeful Giving Alliance. The website is a dayofgivingaz.org. You can go on and donate one time. You can go on and donate monthly, anywhere from $5, $10, 25, 100,000. They'll take everything. You can go on and volunteer to be at the event, which again is December 20th. Starts at 7 a.m. at the Peoria Sports Complex. And from what I'm understanding, from what you said, Brian, it doesn't matter when you show up as long as you register to be a volunteer. Then if you want to show up at 10 and work, 4 hours in the middle of the day, go for it. You want to bring some family members, go for it, because they need people to help these 8,000 kids have a banner Christmas.
Yep. And it'll change your life. One more thing.
Yes.
I forgot to talk about this.
Yes. Okay.
We do these things, letters to Santa.
Okay.
This is probably the most moving part of this event. There's so much that goes on here. I can't even talk about it all because it's just like there's so much. But Chris,
yes,
the average kid, when they fill out a letter to Santa, they're asking for what? PlayStations, tickets to courtside games, they're asking for new Air Jordans, they're asking for stuff like that.
Right.
What do you think somebody who has nothing is asking for?
Food?
No, food's part of it.
Okay.
How about a kid that's 5 years old that writes in they're 5 years old, someone that's happy to see me? How about a family living out of a car and the kid doesn't ask for a house? You know what he asks for? A bigger car to live in.
Ouch. Wow.
Or how about you have kids that are only getting fed when they go to school, that they request that school be year round. And the reason why they want school to be year round is so that they can eat all the time. Think about this one.
Yeah.
They're only getting their food when they go to school because mom and dad are working 2 jobs to pay the mortgage or to pay the rent. Put clothes on their back. Right. Or a kid that says, can I get a pair of shoes that fits? I just want a pair of shoes that fits. I want my mom and dad not to be dead. I want my grandma not to cry at night. I mean, this is the stuff we see. And when I'm filling out a letter to Santa and I'm looking at these and I'm bawling, right? So we're having this amazing event and we're reading letters to Santa. We're seeing volunteers who are in the corner curled up like with the letters, just crying because they're seeing stuff that is so impactful and so emotional coming from the youngest, most vulnerable part of our society that they don't even know how to process it. We've had volunteers just like get crushed by this stuff and leave. Think, you're getting crushed by reading something. They're living it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's I don't know. I think that the first year that happened was absolutely crazy.
I get that. It's hard. When some of the stuff I've done, when I feed home my son, I see a family coming with somebody that's little man's age. That's hard. It's hard to know a family is living on the streets when you have a 2-year-old kid. It sucks. So this does make a difference. Be part of something that makes a difference, that is in your community. It stays in the community. It doesn't go to an orphanage in Mexico. It doesn't go to, a homeless shelter in Oklahoma. Everything that they do is community driven, community sponsored. Every single dollar goes back into the community. Everything you see on a Day of Giving AZ.io that's on there from 2024, all of that is generated in the community and it stays in the community. The impact is unsurmountable. Even the mayor, Jason Beck, said what? This Day of Giving is the single most greatest day of giving.
Largest day of giving in the state of Arizona. Largest day of giving in the state of Arizona. Done by a couple of dudes from the west side that grew up very humbly.
Yeah. And understand, Arizona's maybe over 7 million total population. Okay. So that's huge. A Day of Giving, az.org. That's Brian Morris. I'm Chris Dunham. Go sign up. Go give him some money. Not him, but give his cause some money. Give some of your time, because you will be a better person for it. It will feed your soul. Trust me. It feeds your soul. We've known each other for 20 years. It feeds our souls to give back. Promise you. Love you, brother. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you very much for having me on, Chris.
Absolutely, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. We'll see you on the 20th.
Yeah, you'll definitely see me on the 20th.